I'm Comrade Balogun Tajudeen Olatunji, the State Chairman, Academic Staff Union Secondary Schools, Ondo State Chapter.
Yes, the schools in Ondo State officially resumed yesterday and the activity started in earnest. What is your observation of this resumption vis-a-vis the directives of government that order the principal, advise principal to go back to classroom? Speaking frankly, sir, is it actually right for them, considering the activities before them, administrative and all others, putting them together?
Well, thank you very much. Like rightly said, we resumed back in school yesterday, being the 10th day of January 2022. In the cities, things were actually went well. You have a lot of students who resumed for learning. We did cleaning, but in the suburb, in the few places where I was able to visit, we found out that students did not actually come in large numbers. Because what normally happens in such places is that on Sunday you have to go to the churches, go to the mosque on Friday to make an announcement that they should come. We also administratively, we also put in place the principal test, which we tend to use to pull the students back to school. But in the cities, no problem. I think the resumption is okay. Then we also noticed that the observation of the COVID-19 protocol was seriously adhered to. All the necessary things at that time, because we don't want these other variants that are coming, even including the first COVID-19 to affect any of our students or teachers. The government is actually doing a lot in that regard to make sure that we keep it at the lower end in the states. Then in terms of the one you now talked about, the vice principals being asked to go back to the classroom. First and foremost, I have to place this on record that vice principals, even some principals, they have always been teaching. You cannot just now compare the volume of work with that of the normal teachers.
Okay.
And the reason being that they have to add teaching to administrative job in schools.
Okay.
So there's nothing bad in that, but just that government now saying it, I think you, the pressmen, you escalated it beyond the ordinary. Because normally, as a vice principal, even the principal, first and foremost, we are teachers. For example, I'm a vice principal of a school. I take animal husbandry in the Shugama school, can confirm that. Despite the fact that I'm the state chairman. So we try and marry these things together. Because we deal with human beings. We have to make sure we develop these students very well, so that there will be no lapses. So it's a good one. But that, we want to say on that is that the government should not now rest on that by not employing teachers. Go to schools now, there are no teachers. We want to commend the government for the thus far the infrastructure they're going to put in place and the recruitment they made in the primary school sector. Mr. Governor promised that year 2022 is the year for secondary school education that he is going to recruit. So we want to pray that he has that political will to make that recruitment. We don't have teachers in school. Even if the all vice principals not take up to teaching without doing another administrative job, the number of teachers will still not be enough to go around the need of these students. For stakeholders, most of us teachers are parents before we now say we are teachers. We want to advise ourselves and also advise other parents like you who are not in the teaching field to please ensure that we do the needful in ensuring that our students come to our wards and children come to school and provide the necessary things, that is the basic things. First and foremost, books. Then you also have to feed them well, give them their uniform. Students will not come to school in tattered uniforms. Books, it's true you cannot buy all, but the much that can be purchased should be purchased for them. Then for the students themselves, they should see that this is the opportunity they have now. If they lose it now, they cannot get it in future. They shouldn't look at some people in the society who are gallivanting all over the place because they are making money. Such money doesn't last. And when you now see the repercussions that do come after those people, it's nothing to write home about. So finally, for the government now, they should ensure that this time is not the case of Oliver Twist. They should pay us our salaries. They should, because for somebody who is not properly fed, you cannot go and do enough work in schools. So they should pay our salaries, whatever welfare they want to put in place. They should also do it. It's there in the books, in the Bible, in the Quran. The sweat of the laborer shouldn't get dry before certain get paid. And when Mr. Governor also came on board, he made that promise that he will not owe workers. So we are praying for him that the COVID issue, economic trends that hit the nation also affected him, but he should try more to make sure that we are able to it.
Okay, so I would like to talk about the issue of bullying. I know it has always been in schools, but so I don't know if there are steps being taken to ensure that such is
bullying had always been with us, but just unfortunate that of Oromoni now brought it to fall again at this time. And I know after some time when the noise dies down, people will go back to it. But our advice is that children should try as much as possible to behave well. Parents also should not condone their children from misbehaving. It starts from the home. At times when the elderly one now beats the junior one, that's where it starts from. Then it also goes further to link with the type of movie that these students also watch at home. Because at times when for example wrestling, for example boxing and others, even some of these American films are doing, they don't seem to know that all those things are just make believe. So they now want to practicalize it by so doing they injure themselves. And also the issue of courtesy. Courtesy might surprise you if you now hear that courtesy is already in the primary school sector. Majorly, you also have them in the secondary school, which is not supposed to be. Some of the elderly ones from the higher institution will come, they bring them together by this court practice and others. So the bottom line is that both teachers, parents, and government should also put things in place. For those who are in the boarding house, where it is most common, they should endeavor to. They are collecting big money from patronage of the patronage of their schools. They should install CCTV cameras to make sure that they monitor this issue. Then also parents should stop. You see, bullying, we just focus on that of the students. Parents also bully. They also bully teachers. They should stop that. When parents are bullying teachers in the presence of their children, what do you expect the children to do? Then I tell you, to get to a point where teachers will now say, well, no problem, it's that child that's ready to learn that is going to teach. Look at the sorry case that happened in Ondo State, where a teacher, because he corrected the student, after school, the student went to meet him in the shop and shot him dead. You can imagine that. So it's a serious matter. Then finally, I also want to advise, if government can, if it is these Amotekun people, they put some of them in schools to instead. When we were in school those days, we were men from the military, and I know we also passed through that system. They actually did some control at that time.